Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Faith Builder. Hope you are well. I hope you and your family are healthy and well during this season. I want to just talk this morning a little bit about contentment. How are we doing in these times, in this area of contentment? How often do we take time to really think about contentment and how important it is and how really hard it is to lay hold of being content? King David said this in Psalm 131, verses 1 and 2. "O Lord, my heart is not lifted up. My eyes are not raised too high. I do not occupy myself with things too great and too marvelous for me. But I have calmed and quieted my soul like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child is my soul within me." David was dealing with contentment here, resting in God and being content in Him. Contentment is necessary if we're going to live in true prosperity. Without contentment, there is no such thing as true prosperity. We'll get caught in the bondage of consumerism and just needing more stuff that just never really will satisfy us ultimately. I love what Charles Spurgeon said about this Psalm 131. He said that it's one of the shortest psalms to read, but it's one of the longest ones to learn. Contentment is hard to learn, but it's something we must strive for and learn. Of course, Paul gave us something in Philippians 4:11 and 12. "Not that I am speaking of being in need, but I have learned in whatever situation I am to be content. I know how to be brought low. I know how to abound. In any and every circumstance, I've learned the secret of facing plenty and hunger, abundance and need. I can do all things through Him who strengthens me." That might be one of the most misquoted verses in all of Scripture. We see it in sports things and everything else, but Paul is talking about, when he says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me," he's talking about the battle of contentment, learning to be truly content in whatever situation we are with God, and that requires a divine move of God right in our lives. Listen to this. This is Terry Virgo. I love what he says about this, Philippians 4. He says, "Paul's secret of contentment wasn't passive acceptance of events, but an active pursuit of experiencing Christ in everything." I love that. The pursuit of contentment is an active pursuit of Christ in everything. It's wonderful. Let me go on read in How to Live in Prosperity in a Suffering World. This is on page 40. And just read a couple things for us. We live in a culture that is heavily in bondage to consumerism. I think we all agree to that. However, it's interesting, isn't it, during these times of stay-at-home orders and everything else, is that I think for a lot of us, some of us had to just cut back anyway, right, on spending. But it's also allowed us to really evaluate what is really important. What's really important in life? We are so in bondage to it, consumerism, that we rely upon it for the very existence of our economy. We have no vision for our culture and nation without promoting a culture of consumerism. Being a consumer is not bad, and it is somewhat necessary for a healthy economy. But bondage to consumerism is actually destructive to the very foundation of a healthy culture and nation. Our exponentially expanding national debt is just one indication of the death grip that this beast of bondage to consumerism has upon us. And we are now a global economy, and so our out of control consumerism affects the stability of the entire world. Like any bondage, it seeks to destroy, take down as many as it can. How do we go from a healthy sense of being a consumer to a destructive bondage to consumerism? It all begins with a lack of a vision for contentment and the importance of pursuing contentment, and that without contentment we cannot experience true prosperity. It's a state of the heart, a mature place where active faith resides. That's contentment. I hope this encourages you. I hope during these times that we all can take some time to sit back and really ask God to help us model, help us form, help us learn this thing called contentment, because it's hard. But it is key to living a vibrant, abundant life with God that is prosperous, truly prosperous. God bless.